Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? I just wanted to share something with you really quickly. Um, it's this bowl, and as you will see, this bowl at one point in time had been broken. And what we decided to do as a family was to restore and repair this broken bowl with a gold lacquered. And as you can see, there's like different designs around it. You can see some of the gold lacquered and how it's kind of like pressed on in different places. Now, the this isn't the most elegant piece of artwork, but it is art nonetheless. And if you didn't know that this bowl had been broken, you would probably view it as such, as art, right? And so the reason why I wanted to post this video is because this bowl reflects a Japanese art form called Kintsugi, which is the art of golden repair. And it's such a beautiful illustration of the notion that perfection is not required. In fact, perfection is a reality. And what I love about that Japanese art form is that you take something that has been broken and then you repair it, but you don't repair it to hide the cracks. You repair it to actually reveal the cracks that once were there with a gold or silver lacquer. And what it does is that it actually provides a layer of dimension of context. It provides elegance. It actually is a piece of art. It's a work, and actually a work that is constantly in the progress or the process of work. And so why this is so incredibly important is this notion that you can take something that's broken, you can repair it and view it as a piece of art, something that is more elegant, more refined, and even more beautiful than it was when it was in what we would perceive it to be, its perfect state. This bowl, this notion of this Japanese art form, notion of kintsugi, was the inspiration for my book, Black Financial Culture, Building Wealth from the Inside Out. And as you can see, in the center here, you see a heart that kind of has that gold lacquered around it. And what it represents at the end of the day, for me at least, is this notion of someone feeling as if they're dealing with notions of brokenness, and trying to figure out how they can engage in this process of restoration and being restored, and not just restored to the form in which they were before, but to evolve into something more elegant and more beautiful, and to be more beautiful in design, and not to hide the fact that I've dealt with brokenness, or I have chips or crack, and I have cracks, but to actually reveal those things as a part of this notion of being a complex human individual who has a history that has a background, but is not defined by the history, that's not defined by the background, but rather refined by the process that is life. And my hope was for individuals who read this book could embrace their vulnerabilities in such a way that they can see that they've been refined by life's experiences and that the best is yet to come for them. So this idea of blackness and black, and then having this heart with the kintsugi design. And then as you can see, you have these gold flecks around it, which is the process of polishing it. But then also this element of hope that if someone else can be healed and also be revealed, which means that they're not defined by their past, that then maybe it can provide someone else with hope with self-compassion. You see, I got my shirt on. You can get one at blackfinancialculture.com if you choose to. Um, I think that there's a beauty and there's an elegance there as it relates to what this journey of Black financial culture is. It's marred with ups and downs, um, with history, family dynamics, cultural dynamics. There's so many different factors that could leave someone feeling broken and even potentially ashamed to step into the fullness of who they are, and to even to struggle with perceiving oneself as being refined, elegant, beautiful, graceful, despite the scars. Um, and I didn't want to step away from the scars in this book. We all have scars. I have scars. You have scars. In this book, I reveal some of my scars as it relates to my financial journey, perceptions of Blackness, my own wrestlings with Black identity, so on and so forth. And I thought it was a beautiful element to include in a book. Not necessarily in the book, but on the book. So I don't have a chapter in here on Kintsugi and this whole art of golden repair, in which, again, this is something my family and I do. Actually, annually, we go through a process where we get a Kintsugi kit. We'll go to Hobby Lobby or somewhere and get some broken vessels, not broken vessels. We'll get a cup or a bowl or something like that. We'll put it in a paper bag. We'll break it up, and then we'll all just sit around the table and repair it and restore it and create something beautiful from something that's been broken. And the thing that I always want to leave with my family, with my kids, with my wife, and having this conversation is that as long as we stick together, as long as we communicate with one another, as long as we trust that no matter what we do in this life, that each of us, if we're ever experiencing a sense of brokenness, that we have a family dynamic and a family spirit where we can come together, we can work on each other, and we can engage in this process of restoration. That despite your background, that despite your past, that despite doing something or having done something that you are so deeply hurt by, that you can be repaired. And not just be repaired, but to also know that despite the things that you've done, that we will see you as this restored version of you, this more elegant, more beautiful, more graceful version of you. And you don't have to hide from the cracks. You don't have to hide from your life experiences, that you can be vulnerable in these spaces. And in that vulnerability, that there will be care, there will be grace, and there will be unconditional love. And that's the message. That's the beauty. That's the elegance. That's why I wrote the book. It's not a book about telling you what to do or defining what Black financial culture is. Because at the end of the day, as it relates to finances in general, even though I navigate this space, I don't like telling people what to do with their money. In fact, I tell everyone that I work with this: it's your money, do with it as you wish, and just own the outcomes of your journey. That's it. But you have more power than you think. And it is your journey, and it is your choice. And there is a freedom in that. And so my writing this book is rooted in this Japanese art form known as Kintsugi. It is this undergirding spirit of it all. My book starts with conversations around empathy, and it bookends with a conversation around compassion and self-compassion, more specifically. But it does not in any way suggest that anybody has to be perfect to be successful in their financial journeys, because perfection is not required. And that's the beauty. You can make mistakes. You can continue to make mistakes. But my stance is that if we embrace our vulnerabilities, what happens is that we can use those instances of our lives to refine us as opposed to defining us. So I hope that this was incredibly helpful overview of some of the book design as it relates to my book. I'll be doing a few more of these in terms of unpacking certain elements that I think that are incredibly important as it relates to it. If you have not picked up a copy of my book, I definitely want to encourage you to do so. You can do it. You can purchase a copy at Amazon.com. Or if you're interested in blockchain technology, I also published a copy of my book utilizing book.io. So you can go to their website as well. So definitely, when you get a chance, pick up a copy. No judge, no judgment, no shame, no guilt. And my biggest hope is that when you read this book, that you just don't read it alone, that you pick up a copy and you read it in fellowship and in connection with someone else. Right? So until next time, you have more power than you think. Own it. Y'all take care. Stay blessed. Bye.